Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. Today, we're going to look at another amazing task or project management tool called Nifty. As you can see, this is what I've been able to do with Nifty, and this is my project I call School Hostel. And you see, I could segment the entire task and then set the status of each one and then schedule for the month. You have 3 months in view here, this month, next month, and then over 1 month. Then I could actually be able to assign people on my team members to these tasks within the project, and I could actually do assign a due date. And of course, every task has its own kind of priority. It could be high priority, it could be medium priority, low priority, or blocked, and all of that. So we're going to see how we are going to do this on our own right from beginning. And why am I talking about this Nifty? I'm talking about it because it's yet another powerful project management tool that can help you out if you are probably a big manager, a big director, and you don't have time to go through all of these. Of course, that's something you could assign to your secretary or to your project manager, whatever. But then there are also some kind of things you want to do on your own that you don't want other people's to to handle for you, and that is why this Nifty becomes very very useful for you. And then we're going to see how to set up a project within Nifty. And without further ado, let's start it right away. So my name is Richard N, and this is my YouTube channel where I always try to provide a hands-on experience, hands-on guide on some of these powerful tools that can make businesses and tasks very, very easy and lenient for us all. So let's see how we can create a project within Nifty. So to create a project within Nifty, what you have to do is go under this project and then you click on the plus. This plus sign allows you to create a project or portfolio. So when you click it, you're going to find create a portfolio or create a project. Of course, we're interested in create a project, and then you're going to click on it. And then here, you're going to enter the project name, which I would say uh, we now want to create a project and want to call it brand brand creation. Yeah, and then when you're done with that, it's going to be the public to general view, and then we're okay with that. But then want to change this to list view so that it becomes easy to understand and comprehend. And then after that, we're going to select the template we want to work with, and the template we're going to work with is getting things done. I like that one, but then as well, you can also use other ones here. But if you're new, I would suggest you stick with getting things done, and then see, we can say, okay, personal to dos, and then you click on create project. Now, at this point, it's going to bring you up to the brand creation. And it has shared the board into several months, which is this month, next month, and over 1 month. And then you have every other thing here. You can actually see the roadmap of the project. You can actually this is your dashboard for the project, like whoever you have members here, you can actually invite members and all of that. This is roadmap showing you how far you've gone. This is tasks that is involved, and this is a calendar for this particular project, and then the discussions you've had with your team members regarding this project, you're going to find it here. And then you have documents about this project, maybe documents that you need to share with your team members, probably guiding them on what to do, the specifications or whatever. Then you also have files. Probably there are some files that need to be attached to some part of this, to some part of the task within the project. And then you can also embed forms into this project. And let's not forget, you can also do what? Automate. That's what we're going to do in a later time. And of course, you can actually change the view. You can decide not to see the forms. You can decide not to see the files. You can decide not to see the docs. You can also decide not to see the discussion. Just focus on tasks. You can decide, okay, I don't want to see the roadmap. I don't want to see the dashboard. I just want the task to be displayed here. And of course, this is what you have right now. And so let us see how we're going to be able to add tasks you know, within this project. And to do that, of course, the add task feature, which is here. And without clicking on this plus to add a task. You can actually click here. You can click here to say, okay, add a task. Of course, when you click here, it's going to come up. And then when it comes up, you're going to be able to add a task. Of course, we're trying to create a brand. And to create a brand, probably you're going to make, probably want, maybe like want to start, say, okay, research on the brand, on maybe existing brands. Yeah, then you're going to tell the, now this is the task name, and then within the task name you can actually make a task description, which is trying to tell whoever is going to be assigned to this task things you need them to focus on, what, why carrying on this task. You can say, okay, research on top 5 brands related to this, find out their products. You can say find out their product, and then their color. You can say logo style, because you want to build something similar or possibly copy one of them. And they can also talk about major keywords. This one is SEO, and stuff like that. So let's say this is just what you need to do. Of course, this is where you can actually, of course, we are working on brand creation projects, and then you can say, okay, which list is under this month. And then the status, of course, this is something that is yet to be started. And then you can say, okay, let it be. And then due dates, of course, you can select the time when you want this to be completed. Of course, you can say, okay, let's complete it in the next, let's say by weekend. Then the tags, of course, it's going to be high priority, because you need someone that that knows or understands SEO to do this. And then the assignees, who do you want to assign this to? These are the members of the task. And then we can say, okay, let Michelle handle this. And then we can say, okay, create. Now this task is going to be added. Of course, we have it here. And maybe this status I still don't like, I want to add more. Of course, you can actually come here and then you can create a status by clicking on create status, and then you can say, okay, not started, because of course the person has not even known that they have a job waiting for them here. So you see, it has changed. And of course, you can actually add more people to this task. And how do you add more people to this task? You can just click under the assignee. You can click on the add assignee icon, and then you can select as many people as you want for this task. Of course, one thing about Nifty is that you can actually assign more than 1 or 2 persons to a particular task, and you do that by just scrolling down to the list of people on the as members, and then you can actually click them up to add them to the task, and that is that. So we can go to the next one, which is we're going to add. We are going to create uh, a new task within the project, and of course you can say, okay, since we are researching on the brands, that's okay. Hire a graphics designer, and of course this of course is not started at the moment. It's not started, so you can say it's still not started. And then it's this month. Then you can also assign to people. You can assign it to as many people as maybe probably these people are going to work as a sub team within the team, and then you're going to say, okay, this one is not really that much difficult. But then we can also say, okay, and these tasks are all just for this month. So you can say, okay, let's add another task. Now we've hired the graphic designer, and then we're going to say, okay, maybe we're going to talk to our maybe our special, maybe our media guy. Say, okay, review all that was done by research and graphics team. Yes, and of course this time around I'm going to say, okay, this one is not still started, it's still pending. And then of course it's this month. And then who is this person? It's going to be maybe a particular special person within the team, and this person is going to do the work of reviewing everything that these these first 2 tasks achieved. And of course this is very sensitive, so we're going to say, okay, high priority. And then that is for this month, because of course you don't build a brand within a day or within a month, so it can take a lot of time. And then the next month, when we are done with all of this, we can start working on, okay, say I want to build the website. Now I can say, okay, say buy a domain name for the brand. Of course, buy a domain name for the brand. Then we're going to say, okay, let's assign it. Let's say this, of course, is not started yet. We can say, okay, who will do this task? We can say, of course, the team lead, which is a member post team. Then we can actually assign someone to an assistant. Then, of course, another person. And of course, this is a very sensitive because you don't want to make a mistake on buying a domain. So they can say, okay, buy a host. Of course, we know that buying a domain and a host can be, um, within the same task, but let's just, populate our board so that, because of course, this is for just for practice. It's not like we're doing the actual thing. So we can say, okay, we can assign to this guy, and then we can assign to Nancy, Chinedu, and the rest of them. And of course, this is, you don't want to buy a bad hosting. So you want to pay attention to the what to kind of specifics for this hosting. And then once we are done with that, then next thing to do is to hire a content creator, because of course you are working on a brand, so you want to hire a content creator that can write or create content to market the brand, to make sure that the brand secures its spots over the internet or over the search engines, so that whatever the market on the brand can get sales. So we're going to assign people to this, and of course, as many people as possible. Of course, this one is also, we don't want to hire someone that doesn't know the job. So this is for this next month. And then for the third month, we can say, okay, now that we are done with writing the content and all of that, then of course, we can then assign someone to host the site. Say, okay, connect the, or let's just say, okay, develop uh, a website. For the person is going to utilize whatever you had buying, whatever you bought from the domain and hosting, this person is going to use, and then going to build the site with whatever has been created by the content creator. And of course, they're going to develop the site, and then who does that? And say, okay, it's not started yet. Of course, who is the person that's going to do it for us? We can add two persons so that while the person is doing, the other person is assisting, or maybe overlooking, or maybe probably giving an oversight or whatever. So we can say, okay, develop a website, of course, it's a high priority task because we don't want them to mess up. Then the next one is, say, upload the content. Of course, all tasks within this project are going to be marked started when the person that we are assigning to it has come up, because you don't want the task to be started before the person working on it comes to the board. So they're going to get a notification. Then once they come online, they're going to say, okay, this project has been started. Of course, the content has been created. You just upload them. So you want to be careful as well, but it's not going to be as careful as the person creating the content or developing the website. So that's that. And then say, okay, now create all social media pages for brand. And of course, we're gonna have our social media guy do this. And of course, maybe we can even say, okay, this for the clients. Well, yeah, and of course, the persons that are going to do it are out there, and are going to be very good at it, making sure everything goes well. Yeah, this one is not much of a problem. So, as you can see now, this is what we've done so far. We've actually created a project which is brand creation, and then we've actually added tags to it. And of course, if you want to change the view for this, you can come here and then you can change it. You see this here where you have list view, this way you can change the view. Maybe you don't want to use a list view, you can change it to Kanban view. This is Kanban view, and of course this is how it looks when you use the Kanban view, just like you have on Trello. So you can go back to the list view, and this is just all about it. It's nothing much. If you want to maybe automate the board, you use this little power icon here, but we're not going to do this right now because this video is already getting so long. So on another video, we're going to talk about automation for Nifty. And then also Nifty also allows you to favorite tasks. Of course, this is what you use to favorite a task, and then when you favorite it, it's going to come up under here. Currently, you see, we don't have anything on our what on our favorite. So when you come here and then you favorite it, you can see here it has come here to be. So this is what it is with creating a task on Nifty. Of course, let us see how we can add people to this Nifty board or to this Nifty project. Maybe these are people that you work with, people that work with you on the same team. So to add members to this, what do? You need to come here and you can say, okay, manage. Okay, you can say manage members. Of course, this is where you add and remove. And then, of course, you can add members by maybe probably adding their email accounts. Of course, I can say, okay, let me add somebody, say this. Yeah, we can actually add this person. Of course, when you add, after putting in the email address, you can click on invite to make it stable, and then you can put the name, you can put the person's name, and of course you can put a role for them, maybe as a guest, maybe as an admin. Of course, let us say guest because we don't really want them to have access. So we can say okay, guest, and then we click on invite. Of course, it's going to light up here with the color, and then you're going to see that the invite has been sent. And the person will be invited. So you see, you say manage guest. This is our guest we just invited. But then we already have about 58 people on this board. So we can actually assign disable different tasks here as we did on it. And then let's go back. So this is just everything about creating a project on creating a project on Nifty. And of course, once you're here, you can get to see your projects. You can actually get to see your project here, and then you can change the view from list view to Kanban view. You can even change the timeline view or whatever. So let's just keep it at this. And now the sweet thing about this whole thing is that when you click in on a project, on a task, you can actually see the instructions that have been given, people are assigned to this thing, and then the tasks. And then whenever your team member comes in here and they feel like dropping a comment, you can actually see what they've done here. This will come here as a comment. They are going to tell you, okay, they've started this project and whatever. You're going to see that here. And of course, I invited some people in here. They already responded. Look at someone said something here. You see, okay, I'm going to look for a competent person for the job. So this person just responded, which means they've accepted this task, and now they've dropped an update. Then of course, you as a project manager or the boss is going to say, okay, noted, go ahead and do that. And of course, they're going to start, they're going to go know that you've acknowledged their stuff. And of course, if you have anything to attach to this, you can actually click here to attach some documents, to attach a subtask, and all of that. So this is just how and everything you need to know about uh, task or project management on Nifty. Like I said, if you already have some knowledge on Monday.com, Asana, ClickUp, whatever, Trello, you can actually do this. It's not rocket science. It's not difficult. Nifty is very easy to handle. It's not something that it's not something that you cannot do. It's very, very easy. So this is just the basics. When we come back, we're going to do more. And don't forget that within this as well, you can also have the chat, which allows you to chat with your team members. Probably want to talk with this person. You can just click on them and then you'll be able to chat with them, maybe messaging them on what to do, whatever you see. When you click on this person's name, it's going to open up here, and then you can say, hello, are you there? You see? So if they're actually online, you can actually collaborate with them, can exchange messages, can actually share documents regarding the particular project you're working on. And so this is how it's done. This is what makes the Nifty very, very interesting. So don't forget that we are going to keep releasing more updates on these tools to ensure that you understand what you're doing. And so if you're new, this is the channel to be. Help us to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel and share our videos with your colleagues and cohorts so that they can actually understand what it is like to use some of these tools. And yes, you can actually do so much with these tools. So I encourage you to subscribe with us and then keep a date with us. So see you next time. Bye bye.